Good evening. My name is Joshua Christie, and this is my research proposal. The title of my research proposal is Marital Satisfaction and the Relationship Conflict in Women Who are First-Time Mothers and Those Childless by Choice, an Australian Context. Background. Marital satisfaction and the level of conflict women experience in their romantic relationships tends to vary considerably compared to men. Similarly, literature attests that the impact of having a baby decreases many wives' ability to manage conflict in their romantic relationship compared to husbands. The transition to parenthood may therefore cause more relationship conflict, requiring couples to negotiate new personal and social challenges as a result of less personal time together, poorer communication, increased responsibilities, a reduced sense of love for each other, and a negative view of marriage quality. Other research suggests the transition to parenthood can have a positive effect on marital satisfaction, reducing levels of conflict in the relationship for couples, bringing them closer together and increasing their sense of connectedness as a family unit. My research question, therefore, is what is the impact of the birth of the first child on the level of conflict women experience in their romantic relationship? The research gap. There is a need for further research because it is extremely important in an Australian context, given previous studies have mainly taken place in the United States, Asia, Europe, and parts of the Middle East, and much of this research is outdated by more than 1 decade. The following questions will guide the aims of my research. How does the firstborn child impact relationship conflict for women in Australia? Does relationship conflict affect marital satisfaction for Australian women? How does marital satisfaction and conflict vary between first-time mothers and women childless by choice in Australia? Does attachment style influence marital satisfaction and relationship conflict in Australia? And how does relationship attachment style vary between first-time mothers and married women childless by choice? Understanding how these processes vary by gender, class, and ethnicity will shed new light on changing family patterns, marriage trends, and provide crucial data for policymakers concerned with the social welfare of individuals and the changing role of family in Australia today. My 4 hypotheses are: Hypothesis 1, relationship conflict will be greater for women with firstborn children compared to those without children. Hypothesis 2, increased levels of relationship conflict will be associated with lower marital satisfaction. Hypothesis 3, marital satisfaction will be higher for women without children. And hypothesis 4, secure attachment style will be associated with increased levels of marriage satisfaction and decreased relationship satisfaction. Research design. The independent variables will be IV1, married women with children, and IV2, married women without children. The dependent variables will be DV1, level of romantic relationship conflict, DV2, level of marital satisfaction, and DV3, relationship attachment style. Participants. Ethics approval will be conducted before participants are recruited as per the Monash University guidelines. Self-report research survey research will be conducted on women who are preparing for the birth of their first child. Recruitment will take place via advertising in maternity wards of major hospitals in Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria prior to childbirth. Social media using cloud research will be used to recruit women in the same states who are married without children in order to collect their respective data. Research design continued. Please see the inclusion criteria for participants and also notice those exclusion criteria for participants. Effect size of participants. Using Cohen's conventions as a guide with an effect size of 0.35 is within the small to medium range. Therefore, the study would require a minimum of 111 participants in order to produce a G-power of 0.95. Using G-power 3.1 software, the test family involves t-tests, statistical test is correlation, point visceral model, type of power analysis, a priority compute, required sample size, alpha, power and effect size, To generalise the information to a broader Australian context, it would be beneficial to have a greater number of participants. However, time constraints may impact this. The following self-report instruments will be used in my study. These can be seen below. Data analysis. SPSS version 27 software will be used for analysing standard descriptive statistics. Kolmogorov-Smirnov tests will be used to determine normal distributions. Pearson's correlation analysis will examine associations between each of the dependent variables with both independent variables. Effect size will be determined using Cohen's D. Regression analysis will be conducted for each variable separately. Multivariate linear regressions will be performed to test the two attachment factors. Factor analysis will be used for both the relationship conflict scale and marriage satisfaction scale. Mann-Cover will be used to measure the independent variables, and two-way ANOVA tests will be used to determine the overall difference of having firstborn child versus having no children. Feasibility. The potential challenges posed by this project will be gaining ethics approval before the teaching period 3 commences, access to major hospital maternity wards, recruiting a sufficient number of participants between teaching period 3 and 4, and completing data analysis and dissertation writing before teaching period 6 concludes. I hope you have enjoyed my research proposal. Please see the following references.